Hey guys, it's YodaJoe93. So I know it's technically already Thursday, but I wanted to give you guys my first thoughts on the new episode of The Mandalorian, Chapter 20, aka Episode 4 of Season 3, entitled The Foundling. So we're going to go through this episode piece by piece and talk about everything, how it worked, what things I liked, what things I didn't like. We'll get into all of it. So we pick up this episode immediately where we left off. We're seeing Bo and Din dealing with the foundlings and kind of they're all kind of getting used to being with their own kind, and it's really quite something special. You really get to see Mando's training. We find out that Par Vizsla, which is the descendant of Pre Vizsla, is actually his son is actually the foundling from the very first episode of the season, and we get to see him and Grogu throw down because Grogu wants to be a Mandalorian. And they have these little dart things that's basically like paintball, and they have to mark each other. And basically, he shoots it Grogu once, but basically when Grogu gets the motivation from Bo and Din, he shoots the kid 3 times as one shot, and he wins. And so we get to see this really cool sparring matches between each of the Mandos. So as a martial artist myself, this was really cool. Getting to see all these different Mandos throwing down, the sparring between them was really fun. And then the foundling gets taken by some pterodactyl creature, and then we end up going on this jetpack and speeder chase going through to this nest. And Bo's got a plan. So you get to see Bo's leadership skills come to fruition here, and it's quite cool. It was a definitely interesting part of this episode that we weren't expecting. And so right as Bo and everyone fly off in their ship to go to the hunting party to go rescue this kid after this chase, they realize that the kid is all the way up in this little crazy pterodactyl space bird nest. And so they all want to go form a hunting party led by Bo Katan to go and do this. And so they do, but Grogu has to stay with the armorer. So the armorer takes Grogu to the to the armor workshop, I guess we'll call it. And just like Din in season 1, kind of hangs out there and builds this cool moment where she's building armor and telling Grogu a story and asking Grogu questions, but obviously Grogu can't actually answer. And as the armor's being built, Grogu has a flashback. And as he's looking through everything, in the flashback, you see Grogu visualize Coruscant and Tatooine during Order 66. And you see the room full of Jedi that we saw in the trailer. But we were all expecting Anakin Skywalker or a different Jedi to pop through that door. Instead, it is actually the 501st Legion of Clone Troopers. And they open fire on the Jedi. But one of the Jedi in that room that ends up, as all of them are trying to escape, Grogu's trying to escape, we make it to a very surprised person, because this whole moment was something we waited for since the beginning of the show. Who saved Grogu? Well, it's actually Cal Brim, or Kildabrim, who is actually Ahmed Best, aka Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars, as a Jedi, aka Discount Mace Windu, Dollar Store Mace, whatever you want to call him. But this was awesome, guys. We got to see. Now, I was a little disappointed at first because we didn't get Anakin tearing up the temple and whatever. But this was so cool because you got to see Ahmed Best dual-wielding a blue and green lightsaber like Anakin, kicking butt, taking names, and bringing down the 501st. And he takes Grogu. And I hope we get to see more of him in the future because this was cool. And can we just get an applause for Ahmed Best? I was at Star Wars Celebration in 2017, and to see Jar Jar cry when people were so upset at him because of what happened with how he was treated during the prequels. And now he got a standing ovation, and now he's getting the respect he deserves. He gets to play a Jedi. He doesn't get to be a silly character that people make jokes about. He saved a lot of people's favorite character. So this was an absolute win for him. I thought this was awesome. I want to see more of Ahmed Best Jedi. He's pretty cool. Can't wait to see more of him. Definitely was the highlight of the episode for me. And then we go back to the main storyline. So we're going and we're trying to deal with saving the kid, but these plans aren't working out. and Bo comes up with a plan that actually works. You know, after the creature's kind of chased down, we get a nice little almost Last of Us moment between the Foundling and Par Vizsla, and we reveal that this is once again his son, and this was really cool. And then we all go back to the covert and rescue. We've rescued the child, and Bo steps out of the ship and then gets rewarded by the armorer for being such a good leader and doing everything. And then, but her armor is damaged in the battle. So then she goes to talk to the armorer, and the armorer says, "We'll get you patched up, and we'll get you a new signet for your other shoulder pad instead of the Night Watch Owl one." And she decides on the Mythosaur, which is the creature that is connected to Mandalorians for so long. And so when this is happening, she actually goes and says to them with the Mythosaur that it couldn't be real. I saw one. And she's like, yeah, I'm sure in your dreams of Mandalore and everything. Like, she doesn't really believe her. But they're having this conversation and setting the stage. And the episode pretty much ends there. So overall, guys, this episode was pretty good. I'm going to give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Love the reveal of who saved Grogu. I think this is great. I really enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you guys like this episode? What was your favorite part of the episode? Do you guys want to see more of Ahmed Best as a Jedi? I'm dying to hear your thoughts. Misa be back. Have a good day.